The 2021 Formula One World Championship was an insane one. From a long enduring 22 Grand Prix schedule to an intense rivalry between Hamilton and Verstappen, there has never been a dull moment this season. After the season start was delayed by 2 weeks, the lights finally went out for the first time in 2021 at Bahrain. The most important moment of the race was when Max Verstappen was forced to forfeit the lead to Lewis Hamilton for exceeding track limits during his pass for the lead. This meant Hamilton would win the Grand Prix and went on to become the championship leader to start the season. Skipping a few rounds, we end up in Monaco for the 5th round of the season. During qualifying, hometown hero Charles Leclerc of Ferrari won pole position, but crashed during his cooldown lap into the pits. His crew couldn't get the car fixed in time, and this meant the front spot was left vacant. Valtteri Bottas pitted in, and his crew couldn't get one of his tires removed, thus ending his day too. At the end of the race, Max Verstappen took the checkered flag and the points lead for the first time in his career. Sadly, Hamilton let his team down, finishing 7th, putting him 2nd in points. The next round in Azerbaijan was insane, especially during the final lap restart, where Lewis Hamilton's car was smoking and couldn't make the first turn, eventually ending up in 15th place, thus giving a win to Sergio Perez in his first year with Red Bull. Skipping a few more rounds, we arrive in Great Britain for the 10th round of the season. This race was the first to feature an experimental 100-kilometer sprint race to determine the starting order, which was won by Max Verstappen, with Hamilton finishing 2nd. On race day, there was a chaotic first lap where the title duel between Hamilton and Verstappen reached its climax. Going into a corner, Lewis Hamilton touched wheels with Max Verstappen, forcing the latter to spin out and crash hard into the wall, whilst the former continued on to win the race in his home nation. In the next race in Hungary, the first lap had an insane crash going into the first corner. Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris were just 2 of the drivers involved. At the end of the race, a brand new winner emerged. That was Esteban Ocon of the Alpine team. After a 3-week summer break, the 12th round in Belgium occurred. This race only had just 3 of the 44 laps complete due to torrential rain hitting hard in the area. It was only 1 lap, then a long wait, another lap, and another long wait, and 1 more lap, and bam, the race is cancelled. The next race was a return of the Dutch Grand Prix at Circuit Zandvoort, and it was all about Max Verstappen and the Orange Army. Just like Hamilton in Britain, Verstappen won in his home nation too. After the race, Verstappen reclaimed the lead in the Drivers' Championship by a total of 3 points. In round 14, the Italian Grand Prix, there was another key moment in the Hamilton-Verstappen rivalry. After Hamilton had a long 4-second pit stop, he ended up beside Verstappen going to turn 1, eventually ending up under the ladder's underside. At the end of the race, the McLaren team got their first 1-2 finish in years, with Ricciardo in first, Norris in second. Skipping a couple rounds, we end up in round 17, the United States Grand Prix. After the lights went out, it was a 20-way drag race up the hill and into turn 1. Both Canadians Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi spun out in the turn, causing a yellow in the first sector. Determined by pit strategy, Max Verstappen came down as the winner over Lewis Hamilton in the Lone Star State. Heck, even receiving a trophy from Shaquille O'Neal from Shaq Fu. Skipping yet another round, we end up in round 19, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. During sprint qualifying on Saturday, Bottas won pole position, while Verstappen finished second, with Hamilton finishing in 5th after starting last due to a technical violation. At the start of Sunday's race, Lando Norris had a tire puncture after making contact with his former teammate Carlos Sainz Jr. The second half of the race was a battle for the lead between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, with the final result, like almost every Grand Prix, Hamilton with the win from 10th place due to yet another penalty. The 20th race of the year was the inaugural Qatar Grand Prix at the Losail International Circuit. The race was mainly dominated by Lewis Hamilton for his 102nd victory. However, this was also the first podium for Fernando Alonso in 7 years, who finished 3rd. The 21st and penultimate round of the season was the inaugural Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at the new Jeddah Street Circuit. In qualifying, Verstappen crashed on the last turn, attempting to win pole position, where he could only manage to start 3rd. Race night, however, was even more insane. With a total of 2 red flags, 1 period behind the safety car, and 4 virtual safety car periods, and really important, Max Verstappen trying to hold off Lewis Hamilton, in which he came second to him with 15 seconds in penalties. This resulted in a tie going into the final race. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was the 22nd and final round of the 2021 season. And boy, was it insane. Verstappen started on pole position and got passed by Lewis Hamilton going into turn 1. Then going into turn 6 and 7, Hamilton ran wide and gained a larger lead. The Red Bull team wanted the FIA to investigate it with no results. Hamilton then had a significant lead for the majority of the race, until Nicholas Latifi crashed in turn 14, triggering a few laps behind the safety car. During that period, Verstappen pitted in for soft tires to prepare for the final green flag lap. In the last lap of the race, Verstappen was gaining on Hamilton and managed to take the lead in the last 30 seconds of the race and went on to win it and be crowned the 2021 Drivers' Champion, while Mercedes became the Constructors' Champion. After Verstappen was crowned champion, Hamilton and the Mercedes team was upset about their loss. While on other notes, this would be the final year for both Alfa Romeo drivers. Kimi Raikkonen will be pulling the plugs and retiring, while Antonio Giovinazzi will be moving on to Formula E next year to join Penske Racing. This is also the final year of the V6 turbo hybrid engine, first used in 2014. F1 will be moving to a new engine and chassis for 2022. This is Original Ride Guide. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment about what you liked this season and who you wanted to win the championship. Please have a safe and healthy holiday season, and I'll see you all in the next video.